So guys, without forgetting, during the brief, my client requested for an office in this entire space, and we decided to take one of the bedrooms, which was a guest bedroom under here, and convert it into an office. And as usual, we did something very simple, straightforward, but something very neat. Did this back wall. This beam was not there, these walls were not there. We decided to just create some false walls around here in gypsum all the way up, and then we created a hollow piece around here so that we can have our artwork around that part, and then came up with these spotlights which were not there, so that in the event a guest comes, they will come and sit here. My client is seated on the desk there, and they will have a word together. Then on the other hand, we decided to create some shelvings. All these shelvings we created to just purposely to achieve that office kind of look. So they will come and arrange their own artworks or files or their books around there. No, also without forgetting, we provided them with drawers for things that you don't want them hanging around. As usual, we did our best by providing them with soft closing drawers. If you come closer, the handles very well selected, beautiful stainless steel handles. Even when we are doing our lipping, we are doing our lipping, proper lipping. This is not just lipping, this is 1 millimeter thick lipping that runs around just to give it a proper look. And if you check properly, this side, the color on that side, and part of the color on the lipping look alike, but on the other end, it is almost like a glassy look, making this place, this edging firm and into space, and it is actually something very durable. It's something that will not just get spoiled within a day. At times you come and look at some edgings on some of the projects, and even before someone hands out the project to the client, the edgings on the cabinetry are already coming out, and that is it for them. Then we also provided some beautiful wainscoting on the back wall. She needs to put her artworks around here, and then probably when she's seated here working, and maybe she's doing her own online whatever things, and maybe doing her Skype, the beautiful artworks on the back wall plus the wainscoting comes out just beautiful. Then on the front side, we also provided a space for if in case she's seated here and she wants to watch something, you're tired, you just want to throw something, or maybe just leave some beautiful Nat Geo or just art or mega structures are running and you're working or reading, you just throw your eyes, you see something beautiful, you laugh at it and continue with your work. Then on my far left, I also provided, because this is the place that had the wardrobes for the bedroom, we decided to remove the entire wardrobes, because now we are creating a space for an office. And then instead of running all the way an L-shaped thing, we just went so simple and did some 4 drawers on the lower side and open shelves that gives them leeway to put artworks, trophies, and probably a few beautiful books that they own or whatever. If it's files or whatever, they can put them there nicely arrayed. Then we had a proper selection of the table that actually fits nicely into the space, not taking the entire space and not leaving too much of space, so it is just enough for one person if you're at home and you just want to maybe respond to your emails, write some checks, and do your own mathematics. Maybe you're just here on your calculator balancing your sheets. You just come in here before you leave for the office, or it's a Sunday or a Sunday evening or on a Saturday afternoon, and you're not in the office, you can finish your things there. And for that matter, that is it. Without forgetting, this is a special effect. It is called stucco. We did this effect just to also bring in some character in this space, so that we don't just leave the walls white or whichever color that we had selected, because in the entire theme we have not done vibrant colors on walls, apart from the special effects that we've thrown in some special spaces, marble in some special spaces, coral stone in special spaces, and the rest of the space is actually one color. So let me take you all the way to the media room so that we see what we did for that space. So as we walk into the media room, this is also an extension that we have provided. The external whatever was here, so we opted not to close it completely. We did an aluminum panel, and then apart from that, we did the laser cut panels around here, which has a division there and a division there. Taking one hand, it's supposed to be 1200, but the space was not enough to cater for that, so it is 1090 on that edge, on either sides, so that while walking around this passage, you can at least see something. And for that matter, just to shield a bit when people are seated on that side, you don't just see someone walking in. So this is the media room. Initially, we wanted a media room, but because of the requirement of the family, they've converted it into a family room. But initially, we wanted to create a media room. They have, it's a big family, and they just want a bigger seating capacity. So they opted to do this kind of seating to just accommodate the entire family together. So first, we had done our cabling for the speakers. That is the front speakers. Those are the three speakers, which is the left and the right, and the center speaker in the just slightly above the TV cabinet. Then another thing that we actually thought it should be captured were the wood panelings on the left-hand side and the right-hand side, and they're exactly 840 on that side, and the panels are 40 mm each, and the heights are the same. Then apart from that, in the middle, that is the remaining space, instead of leaving it white, we decided to go with this beautiful marble finish, which really gave us some headache, but that is just part of the job. So we fought with our suppliers about this, whatever. This marble was chipping a bit, but they didn't have any other piece in their stock, because they actually also import the pieces, and most of the times when they come, a few of them have some cracks. But after hanging the TV and all the things that have been put around, it's actually seated nicely. It's looking beautiful. And if you look at this front side, the marble itself, together with the wooden panels, these things just blended so nicely. And the black TV, which we went for an 86-inch, has completely just made this space look so nice. Then, as usual, I went for my beautiful Bose speakers. Small things with quality sound, all piped under through the walls, and all the electricals also were piped through the walls. Apart from now, when a few guys come in and you're not there, and they leave some of the cables hanging, but we are coming in to just sort out, to do some cable management. And then apart from that, did some nice wall finish, that is skimming, painting of the walls. Then we did some beautiful special effect on this back wall, and this is Swahili, another effect. Then we are supposed to put a beautiful wall hanging. Then we have our left and our right speaker. Those are the behind speakers, so that if it were a media room, you just have that Dolby surround feel from wherever you are seated. Then also we decided to put a few spotlights just to add a bit of character. We decided to do those spotlights because we thought of this wall hanging that was here, and initially, because it was a media room, so we were to have bigger seatings and bigger seats facing that side, which was supposed to be probably 5 pieces or 4 pieces facing on the other side. Then we had designed, if you look at our design, there was a very big console behind here to just accommodate a few of their gadgets and maybe DVDs and maybe books and all that, and then also put some decorative items on top to just complement the artwork. But because of demand, we have decided to change this room into a family room. Then apart from that, we did the ceiling works. and then and that is the gypsum works plus the lighting. And to complement or to make the entire space just stand out and look a bit unique, we had to go for the false beams, which are seated nicely there, adorned with some nice belt which have some metallic things on them, just sitting nicely to complement and to break down the white gypsum ceiling that is reflecting on the upper part, and the entire thing just looks so beautiful. Apart from that, done the curtain rods, and that is it. Then the panel around here now shielding visibility in a way partially along the corridor. And that is it for the media room. Let's go upstairs. Before I go upstairs, let me show you a piece. This is the common bathroom. When we came in, this was just an opening that was there in plaster, just like this side. So we opted, because this is the main cloakroom in any house. You have to treat it nicely. So we came in and we removed the simple kawaida tiles that were here, came in with this wooden nice framework to just complement the door that we had supplied on the front side. And then we also decided to just go a bit unique. On the counter we have this beautiful stone that has been cast in marble. It has just been cut nicely and it sits, and then we just provided a simple floating shelf around here, a beautiful mixer here that also fits nicely. If you're a guest, you just come in nicely, you wash your hands, and a big mirror flowing all the way, provided a simple light and an indirect light shining all the way to the mirror. Then these tiles, oh my god, they are beautiful. Just to change the narrative whereby people just think you need to put white tiles or whichever kind of tiles, we decided to just make this place complement by putting darker panels on the wall, on the entry, darker doors, and then dark tiles, and then a trimming around the mirror with granite all the way, to make sure that the mirror sits just properly in, and even the edges. As you know, any person who has been on projects or who knows what I'm talking about, you come in and probably you've cut your mirror by, let's say for example, 900 by 900 on top, and then maybe the height is maybe 1.8. When you come to fit this mirror here, you come and realize that the wall is leaving a gap of maybe 10 millimeter all the way going up. Maybe it stretches all the way and it becomes maybe 20 millimeter. As usual, if you are just a jokali person, you come and put your grouting around or leave it like that. But for us, we decided, let's make this thing sit in properly. So any eventuality of unevenness around the wall, we trim them nicely with this stone finish, and the mirror just sits in, and everything is looking beautiful. That is it for the ground floor. Maybe I just show you the kids' study room. Maybe come. So guys, this is the kids' study room. We decided to just give them, they're actually around 7 or 8 kids around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I think there are 7. And they also have a teacher who sits here. So we provided this floating counter all round. This has been mounted with metallic angle lines, so that whenever you're working here, it's completely firm. Apart from, we're just gonna support a bit here with the chrome pipe, chrome, whatever, the leg that has been bought, even the leg is already there. Then also just provided shelves, as you can check around. There's that kid, there's that kid, there's that kid, there's that number of kids here, and these things are just working properly for them. More shelves for them that work, and the counter for them to work. It flows all the way, it is open. If they want to add more seats, you can just do this, and they squeeze in and they can fit all the way. So, and enough space. And for example, if a teacher is in to maybe take care of them when they're studying, they can still comfortably come and sit here. Or when a kid is done with the studies and maybe she just wants to go through her phone or do something, she can comfortably come and sit here. And then on the back wall, beautiful artwork, beautiful special effects, proper lighting. And this other space is gonna be tiled. There was just an effect, some water problems around that, but once we are done, this door will be opened and we are doing the decorative kids play tiles, rubber tiles around here, the interlocking rubber tiles, which will be multicolored. So once they're done with their studies here, they can comfortably flow all to the way to the other side and do their games, and then it opens up outside. And that is it for the ground floor. So guys, this is the landing to the upper floor. A few things were done here, apart from the wainscoting that we've thrown here there. As you land into this beautiful, magnificent chandelier. This is a massive chandelier. It's actually 2.5 meters long from the top all the way to where it's reaching. So as you order your chandeliers, also know your heights, because at times you can get a 2.5 and probably your space is not enough. So as you walk into the bedrooms, we came and they have so many shoes and there were pockets around the passage as you come in. So this wall is up to here, but there's a space of around 250 going deep inside. So we thought, let's utilize these spaces and introduce this cabinetry, which is in glass, open very nicely, and it could allow them to have more storage of their shoes around the passage. And the same thing is happening on that side. And then there were a few windows that were here that was having some rooms on the other side, which we didn't want probably when you're walking around the corridor to notice that there are rooms there or to see someone. So we came up with this cathedral type of design whereby we introduced these French windows around here with mirrors around them. So we have paneled the space around with a window sill under nicely. The windows were different sizes, and that's why you can see one is 760, this one is 1090, and this one is 960. That's why they are different, but they are serving rooms around the space behind. So we came up with this idea, and for sure, for me, it's actually an idea that has really come out so beautifully, and it has actually just changed the entire wall instead of it being plain. So that is it for this passage. Let me take you to the master bedroom. So guys, again, probably I might not pop into all the bedrooms, but I'll just show you one of the bedrooms that we did, and this is one of our bedrooms whereby we wanted to go a certain style which was classical, and then the furniture didn't also maybe complement properly because we were not opting for the big headboard, but it came. But initially it was just nicely done, these classical panels around here, and there was meant to be an artwork around here and probably another small piece and another small piece on that side. Then this all the classical whatever the panels have gone all the way to the other side. So we also introduced the panels on the ceilings, and then we also provided this beautiful medallion just in the middle, so that in the event they just need to hang a small maybe chandelier, we can do that. Then we also came up with these panels, and the panels on the outer, which are slightly bigger on the outer side and thinner on the inner side, leaving a gap on this particular ceiling. We left 450 apart. Then the other outer panels, we have a gap of around 50 mm apart. Then we did also these panels here for purposes of if they were to put a TV here, because the provision had already been put. So the TV was supposed to be hung here, and it is coming, I'm sure. And then this was not meant to be here, but it came. So we have to stay with it the way it is. The panels are around. And for that case, that is it for this master bedroom. But the master bedroom had provision for its own private office. And since they're anticipating a newborn, they had to create a free room, whereby the client, instead of going around all the way to the other side for them to access the kids' bedroom, we had to cut a wall around here to get an opening. And we introduced this door because initially this entire wall was a wall. And those cathedral walls I was talking about, the cathedral windows that I was talking about, they were on, one of them is on this side. So we created, that is a bedroom on that side, and we created for them a beautiful mahogany solid finished kind of office. And that is it, and that's how it looks. So at her own private times, maybe whenever she feels she wants to attend to something or maybe read a Bible, she can come here and sit and do her studies or do her things. And this table, as you can see, it was cast nicely, solid mahogany. The panel is almost 4 inch, and it has carved all the way to the other side, all the way to the floor, and it's the same panel all the way to this side. And for most reasons, most people, they want to Skype, they want to do conference calls, and your background is a very key thing. So we decided to do this cabinetry, again in mahogany. Everything is solid, so that we have all the shelves on the upper levels. They can arrange their medals, they can arrange their artifacts, they can arrange some of their books, and also have storage whereby they can have a simple smaller safe here and a few maybe jewelry or whatever on that side. And then for the sake of now this room being connected to the kids' bedroom, soundproofing is a key thing. And for that reason, probably maybe she's working at night or she's walking around this place at night, we decided to pad this wall. So we have done this specifically to achieve 2 elements. Element number 1 is for aesthetic issues, aesthetic reasons. Then element number 2 is for the reasons whereby when you're working on this side, maybe you touch this wall, the sound or the echo cannot go to the other side. So this room is nicely done in all this wood finish. Then the floor, probably right now we haven't finished everything, and I'm very sure the client will also have time to put her own things. Probably a small rug around here, maybe a small potted plant around there, or maybe the dried plants. And then apart from that, they have their own spaces, maybe private spaces. We had to now transfer and do storage for their maybe files or all that. So being a private office, we also introduced, this was just an empty office, and we decided to do all wood finish around the space and just leave one wall that has paint. So from floor to ceiling is all mahogany, all the way casted all the way to the floor. And this is to accommodate most of their files, because they have a bigger firm or bigger company whereby some of their files they want them privately at home. So all this was done in mahogany for that purpose, whereby you've been given a brief and you've been told, I need an office all mahogany. But at times you don't want to put mahogany all the way. We decided to leave a few of these spaces white so that we can have a beautiful wall hanging, speaking their language, another wall art here, maybe speaking their heart. And then without forgetting all these things, actually we had to bring them through that staircase. And if you notice, the staircase is around 1 meter wide. And these panels came as big as they are. So it was a little bit of work. So we had to demolish the left and the right for this thing to be a T, so that it can come through and even come through these openings, because initially we had not figured all that out. But when it was here, we noticed that this thing will not come up until we figure out. And this panel was supposed to go all the way to the ceiling, but for those reasons, again, it comes here, and when you want to make it stand, it cannot be able to stand all the way to the top. So we decided to cut a bit and provide some gap on top. And with that in mind, we now had to block the space, because most of the times you leave those spaces open and they will collect dust, and maybe if you're asthmatic or whatever, you just come and smell some dust around. So we've covered that again with gypsum quickly, and then run a cornice around and a panel molding on the lower side. So it looks like almost the cornice is around 170 mm, but in real sense it's a cornice plus a panel, making it one. And when you look around, you will think it's one piece, but those are two pieces. So that is it for this upper floor. I will take you to the DSQ, whereby we had done some storage spaces. We've done a barber and a salon, and we have also done a gym. So let's walk there. So guys, without forgetting, this project has a DSQ that is detached, and this is its wing. So on this side, we did a number of things, but I won't go into so many details. I just want to tell you a few things. I just want to show you a few things, especially the under staircase storage. This is one thing that actually gave us a headache, because from the brief we were told that my client is always on the move. Come in one day, 2 days, and she's flying out. So she wants a space where she can put her suitcases. And these suitcases, most of the times, they're bulky and they're heavy. So we had to create a structure in such a way that it's both storage but very firm, but also aesthetically appealing. And as you can see, these are compartments that have been done specifically to accommodate a number of suitcases. If you have a smaller suitcase, you come and throw it here. If you have a bigger suitcase, you throw it here and throw a bag here, like that. And she wanted part of it open so that whenever she comes, she can just come and pick a suitcase and go. Comes in the morning, probably she lands in the morning, and in the evening she's going to another country. She comes and picks another suitcase and goes. So we had this compartment, this compartment, and this compartment, and this compartment. And during the design process, the supervisor, the guy who was put here to check what we are doing, didn't know what we are doing, because we came here and inside here we have metal structures that we formed first before we covered it with plain MDF and before spray painting. And he was so angry, and he took photos and he sent it to our client. But when the client confronted me, I told her, please just hold on, let us finish, and then you will see. And that's after a while we even concentrated doing this just specifically for them to be able to see. And as usual, we don't just give you what we want, but we give you what will look nice. So we don't actually, on this cabinet, the top panel also has been done in double lipping panels, boards, instead of single lipping, which doesn't most of the times look proper. So because of the shelvings and all that, we opted for a double lipping, which looks so nice. And also because the entire thing is spray painted, we decided to go with super gloss on this, because if it's spray painted, because of moving up and down the wall, whatever, it will scratch. So we opted to put something closer to it, which is a super gloss panels. We had to provide more storages lockable under for anything. As if I can open one of these cabinets, already they've started filling in their suitcases. So proper storage, and we have utilized the entire space under the staircase. This staircase leads you up to the other bedrooms that are here. We have 2 bedrooms on top, and even a small lounge, which I would go into. Then we also had this wall. Most of the design as per this house, they have a wall coming out and leaving a space. This space also, we thought, instead of leaving it open, we decided to do a cabinet here. And on this side, this is a false wall, so we didn't want the cabinet to just go and end. We also created another wall on this side, which is a false wall, to mirror this wall on this side and put the cabinets in, and we created that false gypsum. So all this is false, and then we immerse the cabinet inside, and the pocket takes it nicely, and here they can arrange their simpler or little things that they want to store, because the depth is around 200, so some small things. And then still underneath we provided more storage, which are lockable. On this other side, if you can go in, we had an option of doing a barber shop and a salon in this space, but during the process, in the middle of the process, we thought maybe a barber shop on one side can still act as a salon, because they needed more storage. And we've done beautiful proper storages on this side. If you walk in, they've already started utilizing, and these are open shelves all the way. And as usual, still proper details. We don't leave the upper panels, even if it's just a store. Proper details, even the panels whenever they are meeting, well done, properly finished. And the cabinets, if you look inside, everything just looks precise. There was a wall here, so our cabinet could not go all the way. There's a wall actually inside, leaving a gap of around 100 millimeter. We thought about it, and we felt, let's not go with the cabinet in and then leave a beam or a column inside the cabinet. So our cabinet reaches here, and then we come with a full panel and cover this entire space, and then merge it nicely with the cabinet, and then plus the upper panel on top makes it one item, and no one will realize there is something behind that we are hiding. Then still on the opposite side, we utilize the same space, and this side is where we wanted to put our barber, but for now it is storage, and it's already serving them. So let me just briefly show you a barber shop that we have provided. As you go up, we have also supplied the mahogany staircase panels. All this comes as one panel. Actually, if you look through, you will not see joints. So we've supplied all these panels precise to the steps all the way to the upper floor. We are actually finalizing just a bit. By tomorrow, my guy will be here to finalize a bit of the touch-ups on where we have screwed the skirting onto the wall. So those treatments will be done. A little bit of paint works are ongoing a bit in this particular area, because we opted to finish the other side and then finalize on this side. So the wooden mahogany steps, we do it nice. Skirtings, we do it nice. And on this side, I won't go in, maybe I can just show you, but currently it's being used as a storage. These are more curtains that we've supplied. There were two sets of curtains, so some have been hanged, and these are gonna be stored. In the event they've washed the other ones, they will hang these ones. So this is the salon. We've done the cabinet. This is still super gloss. Soft closing drawers. Provision for the dryer is here with its DP around here. So once they are ready to put in the dryer, we'll just come and mount for them here and plug it into that, and then they will be using this for control. We have a nice counter here that can serve 2 people. So it stretches all the way from that side to that side, around 1.8 meters long. Then we supplied a beautiful mirror that flows from wall to wall. Then on this side, we decided to tile, because this is where the wash area will be. So the seat will come here, then you come and sit like that, and you're washed here. We've also done provision already for the heater, for the water heater, because it's gonna be hung here. It gets its water from there into the heater. The heater is heated by this, and then provides currently I'm assuming the seat sits there, and this guy is working on the customer on this end. The water is flowing from there, the waste is there, it goes down. Whenever I want to control my water, I switch it on there and off there. Provided for the tiles, just because it's a wet area, so our walls are protected. And that is it for this barber. And I'm also opting to put some nice artwork around up on the upper wall, then a few here. Then this is done. So that is the bit I want to tell you about this side where we have the DSQ. And without forgetting, let me just take you through the gym. We are also finalizing, but it's ready for us to show you something. Come. So guys, this is our gym. As usual, very simple things in the gym. It's the floor and the walls and the ACs and lighting. Those are the main issues, and maybe speakers. But for this particular one, we just did the floors and the walls, and that is it. And just to give you a history, this was just an exterior kitchen for the people who would have maybe for entertaining guests at the poolside. But they thought, because the kitchen is just around there and they have a busy kitchen, they didn't need this, so they opted to do a gym here because they have guests who come and stay here. So you are here and you want to do your squats, you just come up, up, down, up, and you have a beautiful mirror here, which has also been framed nicely in a panel. And then when we were hanging, we noticed that when we ordered our glass, it didn't come all the way to the floor. What happened, I don't know, but we decided to just be creative, and we have supplied this panel spray painted nicely. A skirting is under, which will be stained nicely, and then the mirrors are flowing from wall to wall, and we have also provided our electrical points on the floor. This is not a cheap whatever socket. We provided some beautiful industrial sockets that are on the floor, and also they have internet and they have all accessories. So some machines need internet, so they come and plug in here. They plug into the machine, they plug the power there, plug into the machine, and then another one there, and then another one there. So you can have your treadmill there, you can have your bike there, and you can also have another machine there that uses electricity. Then in the gym, as usual, some beautiful artworks on the wall to just give you that motivation to lift. After there, we are assuming from this particular end all the way to somewhere here, we are going to have our treadmill and the big machines. So I'm thinking the cross trainer can be around this point. Maybe they are seated here and they lift from there. Then on this end, this is where we can have our dumbbell rack. So the rack can flow from that side all the way to there, and then we can have now this space here for the mats if you're just coming to do the full body workouts. And then probably if you have the smaller bikes, you can just have them here. Once you open the door, you cycle as you look around, as you enjoy your beautiful space. We've also decided to supply some curtain rods and all that for purposes of just security. You're here and you don't want people there, maybe it's too early in the morning, you can close around and then you are in there. And then this is the space where we will put the TV. The TV goes there, so you are there wherever, running on your treadmill. Through the mirror, you can see your news, you can see the announcement if Azimio has won or UDA. So all this has been catered for. Then there were these walls that were just standing out here. These walls were here, and we felt like after putting wallpaper here, this is printable wallpaper, nicely done. So after putting this wallpaper here, we thought we don't want to put a wall covering everywhere. So we decided to use these floor panels, the engineered floor, and it has really come out so nicely. And these are still ideas that we had on our 3D designs from the initial stage. And as usual, we've also supplied interlocking floor rubbers that are very high density. In the event a dumbbell is dropping down there, it just bounces back. And that marks up the totality of the things that we've been doing on this particular project. So guys, it's been a minute working on this project. It's been a while, almost 4 months. Every day is a learning experience. Each and every project is unique in its own way, and you learn as you go by. I've been working on projects for quite a number of years, but every time I'm on a project, I learn something. And without wasting your time, thank you so much guys for taking your time to just watch our episodes. And as usual, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at kthinteriorz, where style meets elegance.